guys, Max Sleepy here. Welcome to episode 10 of our German Conquest, Call to Arms, Gates of Hell. In last episode we were on the defence, so we're now going into day 5 and we will be attacking and hopefully conquering an enemy position with as few casualties as possible. Last episode we also spent all of our research points and we rejigged our platoons a little bit, and we now have the beautiful Panzerkampfwagen for Alpha H with its shirts and skirts and its lovely L48 cannon. Very, very good tanks, these. We're also going to bring in our little extra T26, just a spare bit of kit. See where it got penetrated by our guns, but we're going to use it mostly as a little scouting vehicle. The cannon's quite good on it. We also are bringing one of these Russian field guns. Quite a good little gun, 76mm. We're obviously going to be bringing our field gun as well. A couple of extra transports, just trucks to carry them. And we've upgraded our rifle squads from the motorised to the armoured, so we'll now be bringing in the odd Sonderkraftzeug 251s, which are going to provide machine gun cover as well as extra MGs, which can be taken out. These drum-fed ones, we can take those off and give them to our troops. And we're going to be playing on the Wasteland map. So hopefully lots of open ground for us. But let's kick it off. I hope everybody's doing well, all my viewers. Hope you're enjoying the content so far. Hope you're enjoying the channel. We got another new subscriber, so welcome. I haven't seen a comment from them yet, but as soon as they do, they'll get a shout out. But welcome, thank you, truly. You know, I'm a new YouTuber, this is a hobby for me, this isn't me desperate for money, I'm just recording the games I play. I've said it in a few videos. That's all I'm doing with this, you know. I play games as it is, why not record them and share them with people, hopefully find some like-minded peeps. So yeah, if you watch the content and you like it, please do subscribe, join the community. There'll be more content coming, Total War content, Call to Arms. I keep saying I'm going to play some Tarkov content as well, but I'm a bit too scared because I'm pretty crap at it. Although I only play the PvE, so I'm pretty crap against bots, which is even more embarrassing. But right, so we've loaded in and it's very open. Enemy forces are coming from both sides. Right, so this position is on a bit of a hill. This position is not so much on a hill, but there's a bit of forest to punch through at it. Cool. So let's call in our first platoon, our troops. Got some medics, got just some ammo trailers. Got our officer. So for now we're just going to make a small squad there. And I think for now we're going to call in our tanks as well. Which position are we going to attack first? I'm kind of tempted to focus on this position first, just because there's a really nice open ground that'll work to our tank's advantage basically. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of move up to this position. Just have our tanks there ready to go. Our little scout tank, move up. And move up our rifle squads. You guys are going to attach yourselves to that. The MG squad will just pop in a bit of cover. The one thing we need to remember is that we only have 2 infantry squads. So we do need to be a little bit careful. It will behoove us. It behooves us to protect our troops and be a bit careful with them. 2 squads is not a lot. We don't have enough to pull off a solid flank and make a good firing base, so we do need to be a little bit careful when it comes to our troops. We don't want to waste them. Oh, sorry bro, I'm supposed to be catching up with them. We'll probably be attacking this first point without artillery support as well, or field guns. All of our artillery and field guns are in. Second platoon, that's our support or support. I keep wanting to say company. It's not a company, it's a support platoon. We're just going to head down there. Panzer 1's going to move up. And let's get the Panzer 4s moving as well. Get you guys over there. Just get the Maxim moving up. We need to try and acquire some guns for these guys. It'd be really cool if you could, like, drop guns in or something like that. I think I know there are mods that sort of do that. They do like supply drops. It'd be quite cool if they added that to vanilla, just an opportunity to get gear, or even just let you like buy it in the reinforcement screen. Would be quite cool. Right, so what we're going to do, we want you out on that flank. You we want in the middle, and you we want on that this side of the road, and we'll just have the Panzer 1 kind of there. So we're going to have one squad kind of focus on this side of the road, the other squad is going to use this open area with cover from the forest, and we're just going to move up and try and punch a hole through. So this unit's going to go up there, you're going to move up there, you're going to move up there, you're going to solidify your position there, you're going to move up there. Let's just get the... It's moving up there, and the boys, we're going to unload the boys before we... Can't unload the boys. Now let's unload the boys. So we've got plenty of time. You're going to jump out. You are going to take... I kind of want to take the belt fed just because it can use the ammo, but you'll have plenty of ammo, don't worry. Right. Once it's done, you attach yourself to that. Right. And this squad is going to push up to here. This squad, you just need to drop that. You need to drop that. Move up to this line. You. Open that up. Take all that. Take some rounds. Dump your Feldwebel. Switch to the machine gun that you've just so graciously been provided, and then move up. You probably want to switch to that machine gun, mate. Just a recommendation. And you guys are then going to push up. Same with you guys, push up. Followed by the armoured vehicles. to do this in a bit of a bounding motion. What I might do before we reach contact is I'm going to send these guys up. You are going to join that squad, and you are going to join that squad, and that way we get a little bit of auto revive action as well, which will be very useful for our squads. Good. So the squad has a medic, and we have reached contact. So let's push up. The officer. Just going to head over there and get in the vehicle. Fine. Just jump in the back of the tank. Just be somewhere. Okay, so we're going to have a BT5, as long as our tanks don't obliterate it. Okay, so next text coming in from here. As long as we don't get too many attacks coming in from here, we'll be in a pretty good position. This is going well so far. Keep moving. So we can now get our artillery supporting. You are just a transport. You are going to pick up that gun. You are going to pick up that gun. We will set up an artillery position. What that'll look like yet, I'm not sure. Probably around this kind of cluster of buildings, to be fair, especially once this position's secured. It'll actually be quite a good position to be in. Bring our bring up some of our guns. Cool, good. You boys, like your gun over there. You are carrying the artillery. This gun is going to head over here. This vehicle will head over there. The artillery is going to just over here. You boys jump out. And dig me a couple of foxholes. Artillery is now opening up. Good. So we're just going to hold the line for a moment. got a little bit of an enemy counter-attack. And we're just kind of starting to push back just a little bit. We've got plenty of time. We've got all the time in the world. There is no rush here. I would definitely rather we do this right than lose anything. So let's just get some back defences up. So we've now got our artillery here. This is good. We've got good AT guns this side. We've got field guns over here. We've got a solid position. I think the attacking force is going to be this left flank. Yeah, you guys are going to be the ones to push the enemy. Let's just start to rip that position up, because we're going to need to send our infantry in there, and I don't want to send my infantry in there if they're just going to get annihilated. This side, I just want to be protecting our flank. Good, so the enemy counterattacks are continuing to come from that side. That's what we want. That is the side we want them to be coming on. Probably want to push up to try and control this hill if we can. So we're starting to bump their rightmost position a bit lower there. So what we're going to do is we're going to wheel just a bit. We're now kind of in the line of their other position, effectively. Right, you're going to get some sandbags just to protect yourself. You've got a nice line over there. We can remove it later. Right. So this is going to be the big push now. They're going to crawl pretty far up. This is going to be the dangerous one. So we need to make sure they're well supported. Start shelling the other position now, I think. position has been nominally pacified. What I'd like you gentlemen to do is now move up. Take this position. We get a little enemy team is leading warning. It's not a problem. That is nothing to worry about at all. If all they're going to send is infantry, we don't have an issue here. Let's keep the artillery guns shelling the target we want them to be targeting. Enemy infantry are performing a bit of a counter attack here. You boys are going to... You guys are going to head over there. Because we don't need those infantrymen on there. We just don't. What we do need are infantry who are going to control this. So we have this position controlled. What we need to do now is just pull these guys out. You all good? Right. Let's take a moment for repairs. You boys are going to jump off. I'm going to dump you. You two need to head over here. You need to head over here. Is this enemy position? Is it just a machine gun? Yeah, it's a machine gun emplacement. That's fine. You don't have to worry too much about enemy machine guns. That's what I was worried about. enemy field gun's been blasted. We now have this position more or less under control. All of these guys are okay. These guys are just healing up. Right, so they're attacking from this bloody position again. We're going to go over there and just steal that gun, bring it over to our area. What we'll do is we'll take a couple of these spare troops. You two going to just head up there. You're going to crew that gun. Right, we are now in a good position, so what we now need to do is take our troops, give them quite a wide area to cover, because now we're going to pivot. Actually, you go over here. In fact, you go over here. Been tracked, so it's fine. It's alive, that's the important thing. You just head over there. You over here. Alright, so the enemy gun is down. Let's start moving the troops up. That Panzer is grounded for repairs at the moment. You boys drop to your belt buckles. For some reason this Panzer IV has forgotten it can crush trees. Kill that enemy sniper. Snipers aren't a bad shout. We don't really bother with snipers. Oh, we completely forgot this gun. Completely forgot this gun. Let's just bring it over here. Be good. So that gun's crewed. We've got machine gunners here. This gun's crewed. You were just going to head up to here. This angle is now secure. I'm pretty confident that will not be a problem. It seems like the enemy are out of reinforcements that can actually call in. Doing alright. So that position secure. Now this position. Oh, we didn't bring any tank men. Okay, after the attack, then we'll have to do our little cutty cut trick again. Right, while that squad's kind of hanging, we'll conduct an armoured thrust. Who is this chap? Did he come from this squad? Yeah, he must have done. Yeah, he did. So as soon as that 80 rifleman even shows his face, he is going to be annihilated. And there we go. And now we just get troops and guns and cannons into the location. Good. I would quite like to take the Mosins with scopes, but they take different ammo, is the problem. It'd be great to have a rifleman. Well, that being said, you guys, you're an MG assistant, you're just a rifleman. Go and take that. Check his corpse. Yeah, you see it's different rifle ammo. Plenty of it though. When you hit like resupply at the end, he'll just get all of that stuff back anyway. When you resupply them, it resupplies them with German weapons if you drop them. But let's train this guy as a sniper. It'd be very useful to have a sniper in the squad, in short. Right, you guys are just going to head over there. But we have now one. There we go. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take all my little minions, all these boys, and we're just going to take what we can get, basically. These little things are really nice, little BA-10s and stuff, and the BA-20s. Just the light vehicles with cannons, they're very, very good. We'll just send our guys out to take what they can. Basically, a little bit of wartime piracy. You, my friend, you're gonna go and fix that. This, you guys, you're gonna go and crew that up. Clearly you can't do that, so fine. Head over there then. Another rifleman. Yep. Oh, slow bad boy. Right. So we've got guys running out to go and steal, loot, and just generally pilfer everything that we possibly can. Kind of tempted to see if there's any papishers or anything about that my medics can take. Biggest issue with that is there's not really many corpses left. There's a lot of dead people. Not a lot of bodies. Mountain riflemen. Recon. We'd need a sergeant of some kind, really. MG operators, but no sergeants. The guns over here are gone. Yeah, non-consequent rifle. It's fine. It would be nice to have tried to get them some guns. Yeah, some actual riflemen. But anyway, yeah, we'll get all this stuff fixed up. And then... Can you fix this? Don't think they can... Oh, it's because there's no... You need a repair kit. That's fine, take the repair kit from there. Yeah, we'll be back. I'll cut to the end screen basically once we're all finished, and we'll show off the stats. So yeah, see you in a minute, guys. And we're back. Okay. So apparently we lost 11 men in that. I'm not convinced by that number. It's probably like tank crew and that kind of thing. We maybe did lose 1 or 2 infantrymen, but we killed 8 vehicles, 196 infantry. So overall, quite a good number. We scavenged a lot of stuff. Each of our infantry squads now has a sniper, fully loaded. Both our medics have papishers. So good for everybody involved, really. As I said, we scavenged a ton of tanks and materials, so that's quite good. So this is our haul of things. This is a machine gun vehicle. We don't care. We aren't going to need 2 quad-mounted gases. The BA-10 and the BT-5 I'm quite keen to keep. This field gun does up to 85 millimeters. So quite a good gun. This field gun, these are quite good, but we're going to sell 1 or 2 of those. The Scout Jeep we're going to get rid of. We don't have enough ammo to resupply everything, and that will be down to this bloody thing. It's so expensive on ammo. They really are. It's nice to have the artillery, is the only issue. I like the artillery, but because we stick it next to a supply truck, it will just continuously fire, and that makes them very, very expensive. Is kind of the downside. We don't need all these field guns. We're not going to use that. We're not going to use these either. The BT-5 we potentially might use. It's going to need some serious fixing. BA-10, so we've got 36. So the guns on these aren't that great. Certainly not as good as these. So I think we're just going to sell everything, to be honest. But you can see we cannot afford to resupply everything. Yeah, we're in a 500 ammunition deficit, so that's something we need to look at sorting ASAP. We're only going to get 200 ammo, and this is the downside with using artillery. You always just end up in an ammo deficit. Now we could solve that by pivoting out of artillery and going for mortars. I do like the artillery, but it's so expensive to keep running, especially if you want it running through a battle. Now what we could do is go for the 8 and then 10 centimeters. These are a lot cheaper to keep running, but as I said, we are still at a deficit. Now I'm quite happy just with the 8s. We can get 2.5, probably 3 of them in our support squad. That'll be plenty. That does mean then we can bin off half of the supply trucks that we don't need. Meanwhile, tank-wise, we could now pivot into Jagdpanzers. Could go for Sturmpanzer. What's the real difference between the H and the J? Guns kind of similar. Armor's kind of similar. The real difference is it doesn't have the shirts in. I think we'll bother. Here's the Sturmpanzer 4. She's got a big howitzer, basically. Yeah, 15 centimeter howitzer. Not a bad bit of kit. Definitely not a bad bit of kit. And if we were to go for the Ostwind, this thing's got a pretty decent flat gun on it. It's potent. Does a hell of a lot of damage, but the turret is bloody huge. It's 2 centimeter flak veering, 62mm. Yeah, it's kind of the same shit, different day, really. We could always go for a verbal Wind or something like that. They're quite good. The Sharp E2 with its hilarious artillery cannon attached to it. I don't know whether we're gonna. I don't know whether I want to put all the points into. What we could do is get the mortars. So we've got our armoured rifle squad. If we wanted to go to, we could afford to get all the way up to armoured Panzer Grenadiers. I think we'll not worry too much about doing that just yet. What I think we might want to do is be able to call in stage 4. I think that'd be quite useful for us. We could even afford the 10 centimeters. Let's do that. Let's pivot away from artillery guns and let's dump off 1 thing of supplies. Let's dump off 2 things of supplies. We don't need that much supply. Yeah, troops are still low on ammo. Our tanks, mostly. In fact, it is our tanks. Can't afford to resupply the tanks. Okay. So the tanks are going to be less effective, but we're on the defense, so we can rely on our guns instead. But the artillery has, unfortunately, taken most of the ammunition away. Now, the 10 centimeters are good big things, but they're 18 and 410. We've got plenty of money. It's not a question of money. Now, if we can find 7 points here, I mean, alternatively, we could just make a mortar platoon. But I'd like to keep. What we do need to get some tank men. You boys are going to go into here. Or are you? So if we dump 2 points out of there, tank crew can join in here. And then we could get 3 3/8 enemy mortars. That gives us a really nice size support company now. Potentially, I would just like to get another squad of armoured rifles. We could double up on command squads, to be fair, and have 2 infantry platoons. We could afford it. If we get a command squad, another 2 rifle squads in there, with let's have 1 supply truck. We're going to need a supply truck. With a supply truck, a couple of mortars. Yeah, I'm quite liking that. And then 20 points to take something else. Alternatively, we sell one of you. Do we need the command squad? Maybe not. We could sell the command squad and chuck in another Panzer IV. That's looking quite healthy now, isn't it? So we've got our first platoon with their scout tank, armoured rifles and all that kind of gubbins. We don't actually now have an officer. Not the end of the world. The officer's not that important. That's looking quite solid now. So we've got plenty of supplies. This can drag that. These guys will just have to walk. That's our tank platoon. Oh, these trucks can drive these. And then we've got the armoured rifle squads which can tow everything else. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with that. But that is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you everybody for watching. Really do appreciate it. If you like the content, drop a like and a comment. If you dislike the content, feel free to leave a dislike and drop a comment. Let me know what I can improve on. I'm all ears. If you really like the content and you want to keep watching it and you want to keep seeing more of it, hit that subscribe button. You know where it is. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, Max Sleepy signing off.